stream on Vomit. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
What up, people?
So, Infinity War, huh?
I haven't seen it, but someone compared it to Nashville, and I just wanted to fucking die after reading that. I'm dead serious. Like, you seen Nashville?
No, I don't
Okay.
watch. I don't watch movies because I'm a boring person.
You know, this one's 3 hours, so this wouldn't be okay if you haven't seen it.
So I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Odyssey last week just to introduce someone to it, and she seems to like it. Although she doesn't seem to have any other reason to want to buy a Switch, and I can respect that. In fact, I can see your point because, well, take a look at the shit that I own. Some of this I could probably do without, but unfortunately there are no refunds. At least with Steam, you could get your game refunded after about so many hours of use. With the Switch, no chance. If you buy it through the Nintendo shop, it's yours. You bought it. It's yours.
Well, it also you could buy a lot of these games on Steam or on other systems. I mean,
Yeah, some of these you can, and some of them you wish you could buy on Steam because then you wouldn't have to worry about buying a Switch or a PS4 or an Xbox One. Like I would like to buy Bad Dudes on Switch. I mean, look at this. It's the arcade game.
the most fucking like if any like this is back in the day when video game titles were right to the point.
Uh, President Ronnie has been kidnapped by ninjas. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue Ronnie? You're a street fighter who goes out beating up ninjas to rescue the Ronald Reagan. You load up on Coca-Cola, and at the end of the game, the Gipper buys you a burger. I have to agree with Movie Bob. Sorry to say that, but it is the best film that Chuck Norris never made.
The best movie a whole bunch of fucking action stars didn't make. No, I mean seriously, you could see that. I think Steven Seagal has made that film 5 times, and this is before he went straight to video.
Now, some of these, there's no chance I'm ever going to get on Steam, obviously, because Punch Out is owned by Nintendo, Mario Brothers is owned by Nintendo, Super versus Super Mario Brothers is owned by Nintendo. Then there's games like Kid Nicky, Double Dragon, which is already on Steam, but it's got really shitty netcode.
Oh my god, you have Vaccine. Oh lord, I've read horror stories about that one.
Vaccine looks like it looks like a great Resident Evil knockoff. However, you could start the game in an unwinnable situation. It's a procedurally generated mansion, so where you have to go and look for a vaccine for your friend. But it's like Resident Evil. You control your characters like tanks, and you're trying to survive. But Resident Evil, you at least start with a gun.
Resident Evil also didn't have fucking just. Also, Resident Evil had the excuse of being made 20 years ago. This game doesn't.
Yeah, but at the same time, there was a charm to Resident Evil 1, 2, and
That was well, that was all the bad voice acting and the ridiculous. By the way, the best mod of all time I ever saw was someone who took the remake on PC and modded in the original voice acting. It's amazing. Still, I have to say, it's my favorite one in that entire game is because it's just this is how fucking awful that game was. Where you find Forrest's body right on the balcony where you get the rocket launcher, and the way that the way they're saying their lines and the way you can't see the body, it sounds like they're actually talking about the forest in the background. It's Forest. It's awful. And it's only after Barry says, looks like he was killed by a crow, you realize they're not actually talking about the fucking background. They're talking about the corpse you can't see.
yeah. In which case, why are you saying forest? Why don't you say forest? Because that wasn't that how Forrest Gump was originally named, or at least pronounced? Forrest Gump.
God, that game is hilarious. You know, that game is less like a It's less Evil Dead and more like one of those direct-to-video slasher films you read at Blockbuster back when that was a thing.
And
That had a cool
a
looking.
couple of these other. I'm sorry, I cut you off. There's a couple of other games here as well. Word Search by Palgi. On one hand, I can understand someone turning their nose up at this. I got this mostly just so I could play with my niece, because she couldn't give a shit about most of the games I have. She just wants to play Roblox and Minecraft and just dance away on some virtual stage to some pop music shit that I have to listen to every day at work. That I would rather not be listening to. But she was interested in Word Search. It got her attention, so that's a win. Animated jigsaws, not so much, but it was worth a shot. I just wish I could get the money back, because at least with Microsoft Jigsaw Puzzle, you could import your own puzzles and import your own pictures and make a puzzle into it, be it 50 pieces, 100 pieces, 300 pieces, 1,000 pieces. You could do that, and I have done that while listening to the Red Fox stream and sometimes wanting to gouge my eardrums out. But that's beside the thing.
Super Meat Boy, which is good fun game.
Very, very good fun if you want a simple platformer with a simple premise, and yet balls hard once you start getting into the game.
If you're the guy who likes, if you like your steak charred like Chicago, then if you're a simple man and you hate yourself, then yeah, it's pretty damn good. I still think Binding of Isaac's the best thing they've ever made. They'll never beat that. I don't care how many games they make.
Also, if you like your meat gooey, Super Meat Boy is also good for you, because your meat will be gooified.
Does the Switch version have the level editor? Because I only have the PC version. It does not. Okay, that was the reason I played mostly.
It also does.
I never beat.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but I never actually beat Super Meat Boy. I just fucked around with the level editor.
Neither
and
have
played.
I. In fact, I've never beaten. I never beat my original copy on the Xbox, which, by the way, did have the internet levels, which you could access right off the bat. You start off in the forest, but if you go to the left, you have the internet, which is a troll face planet.
Also, if you played I'm assuming you didn't have the Steam version.
I have the Steam version. I have the Xbox version. I have the Wii U version. I love Super Meat Boy.
They're also making a sequel to the thing. I'm very curious to see if they might actually streamline it so I can actually beat the fucking thing for once. Oh, I've never beaten it, and I am not ashamed to admit, because I would love to meet someone in my inner circle who has. Because they're fucking better at this than me, then.
Now, for games I wish I didn't purchase, Enchanting Mahjong Match. It is I love Mahjong Solitaire. I love being able to match the tiles and remove them from the board until the board is completely clean. I like that kind of game. I like Mahjong. This game, not so much. It's one of those games where they put in little gimmicks in there, like you have to match these two keys to unlock these gates around certain tiles to where you can then access them, which is more picture tiles. Why? Why do
Question: is looking at the photo? I'm assuming the selling point here is naked women.
Naked women on the Switch, Pashal. The hell you say?
Are we? Oh, okay. Are they slightly clothed women?
They're slightly clothed.
Which can I say this? Which I say this when I watch people play anime games. Why would you work that hard? Are there that must be a fetish? You solve a fucking puzzle so you can see a little bit of nipple. I mean,
before you even finish that, I will give you an answer. BMX Triple X for the PlayStation 2. Do you remember?
Forgot. Oh God, I forgot about that.
The fact that it even sold gives you an impression of how autistic some people are just to see pixelated booby.
Porn, damn it, we have the internet.
When even then, Even then, this was after the internet went into full swing. You could get boobs anywhere you wanted. Google was your friend.
I don't
Google
fucking
is your
get
friend.
people.
What cup do you like? D cup, E cup, F cup? Just look up on Google. Google images, like F cup boobs. You'll find it. You will find boobs.
Live Leak will, if that's not your thing, Live Leak will show you footages of people committing suicide. Again, the internet is for everyone and everything. Also, by the way, I noticed you have 6 Vs on there, which is awesome game.
V6, yes.
I had no idea that had a Switch port.
In fact, my girlfriend and I played it last week. She couldn't get into it all that well, but she liked watching it because it's a fun little romp.
It's a tough game, though. The same guy also made Super Hexagon.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
It's a wonder it wasn't ported to any other console, because that wasn't... For all of its insanity, it is a fun game.
It also was a bigger... Also, it's pretty much... Yeah, it was also a bigger hit, too, apparently. It did gangbusters, so I guess he's now got carte blanche to do what he wants at the moment, if he even makes anything, because he doesn't really have anything in production at the moment.
Here's 3 more games that could have been ported to Steam, but for whatever reason are not. Kid Nicky, the arcade game, Star Force, the arcade game, and Blaster Master, which, even though it was on the NES, well, so was Bionic Commando, and that wound up on Steam. The NES game. Maybe it was given a graphical overhaul, but so was Blaster Master Zero.
Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I noticed you have Bomberman, the new one.
I actually have the cartridge of that. I can't access that here. That came with my bundle of the Switch because GameStop at the time, they were only selling them in the bundles. You couldn't buy the Switch by itself because they.
Is it any good?
Is it any good? It does have a story mode. I played a little bit of it, but the whole point of it was to play with my niece and her friend when she was over here as well. And I learned that it does not like the Switch Pro controller.
It's getting a multi-platform port. Maybe it'll have a second life. I don't know.
The game does not like this, the Switch Pro controller. It only likes you playing only with the Switch controller and other Switch Pro controllers, or only the Joy-Cons. Not both. It does not mix. It refuses to mix to mix.
It is published by Konami. There's your answer.
Yeah. What other Konami games are on the Switch? Maybe it was just this one. I don't know.
Well, they pretty much... Well, they still put out a few things. They didn't fully quit, but they clearly don't want to put any effort in at the moment. Because, yeah, this is their only game on the Switch.
Konami could make a shit ton of money just on the nostalgia alone. Put the arcade games on Steam.
It won't.
I'm sure people would. I'm sure people would love. Granted, we enjoyed playing Contra on the Xbox Live as well as the PSN, but put it on Steam anyway, because Steam is a platform. Steam does not need to be first-person shooters and romance novels.
I want Symphony of the Night on Steam, but that will never happen. I wanted Condemned Tomb on Steam, but that will never happen. There are many things I want that will never happen.
At least Capcom is wising up a little bit, and they allowed Mega Man on Steam, as well as the Disney Afternoon collection.
Well, I noticed. Well, now PC's a bigger market in Japan than it was 5 years ago, so now they're actually putting work into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a problem. Any Japanese publisher developer didn't put as much effort into a PC port because there was no market. Now there is, and now they have to put the work in.
Here's another game that I regret purchasing: Flip Wars. All this is.
That looks like a piece of shit just from the goddamn picture. I'm like, that looks terrible.
All this is just 4 players bouncing around the board trying to play Othello, I guess. But you're only able to move one piece at a time. Only one square. I mean, I don't know why I said piece.
How much was it?
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if it cost $20. That was $20 that could have been spent elsewhere, like maybe maybe a better game on Steam.
You could buy one of the best games that came out last year for $20.
Any in mind?
At the moment, I can't think of.
Just the first one that comes to mind.
I don't play as many games as I used to, so.
You heretic.
Actually, no. Best game I played last year was Resident Evil 7.
Oh, there you go. Was that $20?
It probably will be. It's been a year. You should play that. That game's
spent.
That game. If you get that game for $20, you have no excuse not to play it. It is fucking amazing.
Well,
It starts like spooky horror, and then I'll put it like this. This went from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in the same level. It was fucking amazing.
Well, I do intend to do that once I get all this shit with my new computer taken care of, because I am getting there. I just need to wait about another month or two to get the money together. That's all I really need.
It's a bit of a beast too, so you might need some hardware to, especially if you want to play it. You want to play it and make it look nice. You will have to.
But yeah, progress is being made. I finally got the graphics card. It's sitting there with the rest of the parts. All that's left is, I think, 5 major components. Let me try and name them off. I need the RAM. I need the radiator for the water block. The water block, which I also have to get. Let's see, what else do I need to get? New power supply. Right now I'm running an 80 plus platinum 1000 watts. I think I can probably live with a little bit less power being pumped into this computer. Maybe, maybe not. Does it use all 1000 watts at a time? I don't know how power supplies work. For whatever reason, my family thinks I'm a genius. I don't know why. I know how to put the parts together, but I don't know shit about my components. I don't know how power supplies work. I don't know how memory works. I don't know how CPUs work. I just know you put shit in the hole, shit work. If shit no work, shit be broken. Try shit until shit work. So, ladies and gentlemen, golf story. This, I